Ayo, what's good everybody? Today is my first ever video on Umamusume, where I'll be doing a guide on how to train a bit more efficiently in Unity Cup, the current newest scenario in the game as of the recording of this video. Now, if you are a new player, I would highly recommend that you do your first couple runs in the era finale right here, because this is the scenario where you get introduced to the game's mechanics and you get to understand how everything works on a very basic level. That being said, once you understand the game a little bit more, that is when you should go on to future scenarios like Unity Cup and the newer scenario that will be released on global in a couple of weeks, Track Blazer. And that is because when you compare the era finale to future scenarios, the era finale doesn't really provide as much stats as the Unity Cup and other future scenarios. So if your goal is to build a stronger Uma, the future scenarios are where you would want to go to. With that being said, and without further ado, let's get started. Now, I'm going to be doing Bakshin for my first run here, and that is because her career is relatively easy. As you can see, this is where you get to check every Uma's career path, and all she has to run in are sprints, as you can see. She has a couple mile races here and there, like the... which one is it? Which one? The Spring Stakes, which is a mile race. And I believe she had one more. The Mile Championship, which is her very last race. She only has 2 mile races, and everything else is a sprint, and that is pretty easy to build her around. So, yeah, if you just want to do a little bit of a trial run, Bakshin is perfect for that. So let's choose her. Now, one thing that is going to help you when it comes to training is your legacies, or the parents. You want to make sure that you have a strong set of parents before you go on each run. Now, I have done quite a bit of runs, as you can see, but one of the most important things that you want to look for when it comes to a parent is right here, affinity. This is the first thing you want to look for, and then everything else comes second, because affinity is what affects your inspiration event, which happens one time during the classic year and one time during the senior year, both during early April. There's also that one that starts at the very first instance of a run, like when you first start, but that's kind of fixed. We already know what's going to happen because it shows what we are going to get. Now, for this run, I'm going to choose El Condor Pasa as my Legacy 1. And for my Legacy 2... I'm actually going to stick with Grass Wonder. Now, the highest that I'm currently getting is a single circle, but the highest is a double circle. Let's see if I can go get a double circle parent. Now, one of the resources that I use to find parents is a website called uma.moe. And this website is very good because it has a database full of trainers with very strong Umas that are pretty much of any single type that you're looking for. So, for example, let's say I want to target Bakshin, and it's going to give me stuff that would be the most compatible with Bakshin. So, you know what? I like Oguri Cup, so I'm gonna take this one. And how to add a friend in this game is pretty simple. All you gotta do is go to your friends, copy and paste your friend's ID, follow them, And then not only do you get access to their Uma as a legacy, you also gain access to their support card, which is very cool. All right, now let's hop right back in. Let's choose Bakshin again. And let's see if we can get a bit more affinity. And there we go. We have a double circle, which is very good. That's going to make our inspiration events much more potent, much stronger. Also, I have an A in the mile aptitude, which is very good. That will allow me to run a bit more races, more efficiently and stuff like that. And now we get on to the deck. So, first off, since we're doing the Unity Cup, I'm going to start with the most important card in any Unity Cup deck, and that is Riko Kashimoto. You want to make sure that you have Riko Kashimoto in your deck because this PAL card in particular, and for this scenario, is extremely powerful. So for those who don't know, PAL cards, they have specific career events where you get a second recreation option that you can use in place of a rest in certain scenarios. And Riko Kashimoto has a very, very good one because it allows you, or rather, it gives you a ton of stamina and a ton of guts. So this kind of allows you to scale back on putting stamina and cards like that in your deck, and rely on Riko Kashimoto for all of your stamina and guts needs. So we're gonna have her in her deck. She's also a scenario link, which is also pretty good for this scenario, and we'll get to that in a bit. Now, we do have a special event going on, a story event, and that requires that I have certain cards in my deck to take full advantage of it. So I think, what is it that I need? So I need to have in my deck, where's she? We need Asian Flash. We need, let's see. Where is... Where? Oh my god, oh my god. I have so many cards, I don't know where to look. You know what, let me pause for a second. Pew! Alright, so I got all of the story event characters, which is Asian Flash, Tosin Jordan, Nishino Flower, and Mihono Bourbon. So these are just specific for the story event that's happening right now. If there is another story event that's happening, you will see different characters that are getting the boost. I'm getting a total event bonus of 93% from this because Bakshin is also a story event boost character. So if you're also looking for points for the story event, do keep that in mind. But for now, this is the kind of deck that I'm running. It's mostly going to be R cards because if you're a new player, you're probably only going to have access to R cards. And while I do have much better cards, I am going to challenge myself a little bit and use a bit of a weaker deck. Because not many people will have access to a lot of SRs or even SSRs at like a really strong limit break. So you know what? We're just gonna go. We're just gonna do it. So let's do it. All right, here we go. Guess we got our inspirations. All right. So for the Unity Cup, we are just starting here. We are on our first turn. Now, one thing that a couple of friends were asking me about while they were asking for advice on how to train the game, one thing that some of them have told me is that they would always try to level out each stat. But that is not something that you actually want to do. You don't want to make sure that every stat in your line, each and every one of your stats, you actually don't want them to be exactly the same rank before each race, because that'll actually limit your growth potential and will ultimately give you a bit of a weaker Uma as a result. So what you actually want to do is set some priorities. And I know with Unity Cup, it introduces a lot of different mechanics. It can be a little daunting, but that's what we are here for. Now, I've made myself a crude little PowerPoint slide here as like to serve as a point system that you can use while training for Unity Cup. So, here is the point system that I have. This is something that I kind of loosely follow. I don't follow this to the T, but it's something that I've like kind of memorized in my head and kind of keep in mind whenever I'm doing this scenario. So since speed is the most important stat in the game, this is how fast you go, obviously, it starts off with 1 point. Everything else starts out with 0, and then I give wit 1 point. And the reason why I do that, we'll get to in a bit. Now, we're gonna be encountering a lot of these. There's a lot of different stuff in this scenario that it introduces, but basically, for every friend that you see, you want to add 1, right? And we'll get to this icon in a bit. We'll get to this scenario in a bit. And if you see a rainbow, you stack another point on top of that. So if you see a rainbow friend if you see a friend with a rainbow aura, they would be +2 instead of just +1. And same thing with this, but we'll get to that in a bit. So that is for that. Now, if we look here, we want to make sure, we want to look at all of our options that we have on the table here. This, for example, would be 3 points. Speed here would be 3 points. This would also be 3 points. Now, because even though speed is technically the most important stat, I think I'm going to choose stamina here because there's simply more friends that I can level up for their friendship gauge. So we're gonna do please. Nice, we got that awesome stamina. And let's see what we have here. We got 2 friends here, 1 friend here, 0 friends here, 0 friends here, 2 friends here. I am gonna choose speed because that has the most points. And here is where we get to the mechanics in Unity Cup. So, and this is where scenario link characters start to have a bit of relevance because they are a big part in this mechanic, unlike the era finale. I might do a future clip. I might do a clip in the future where I show up with a team that is full of scenario link characters just to show y'all what that looks like. But for now, we don't. The only scenario link character we have is Riku Kashimoto. So our run is going to be a little bit different from what it would be like if you have all of the scenario link characters in at once. But for now, the show will go on. Real quick, Future Evan here, just to show y'all what it looks like when you have all of the scenario link characters on your deck. As you can see here, I'm running Motherfucker, and I have pretty much every other scenario link character: Riku Kashimoto, Taigi Shadow, Red Shower, and Haru Urara. The run will start to look a little bit different. Just a tad bit different. As you can see, it says over there that there are no other person to scout for our team. And that is because when you don't have them, when you don't have those scenario link characters as part of your deck, or if you're not playing as one of them and you don't have the rest in your deck, then there won't be any extra joining your team, which means I'm gonna choose the top one. which means your team is actually going to be significantly smaller. Like this is our this is our roster. If we didn't have any of these other support cards on our team, we would be having a lot more characters on here, but because we do have these scenario link characters, it is significantly smaller. Now, in some aspects, that is actually a good thing, because while you don't have a lot of team members, and that might make the Unity Cup races a little bit harder, not too much harder, but just a little bit, it'll actually make the actual training process a bit easier, because you don't have as many trainings to manage. You won't have nearly as much Unity trainings to manage. As you can see, it's just from characters from my support deck, which is good because that will allow you to level up your vicinities faster. It'll allow you to get bursts faster, level up your rank, get you more stats, and all that stuff. So just wanted to stop by, interrupt past me, and show you guys what that looks like. Alright, back to the video. And this is where we see the Unity Cup mechanic come into play. We have the spirit training for the friends. So, as I put here, if you see this icon, if a spirit training is doable, you add one on top. You add one on top of it. So, because this is happening to a friend that is on my support deck, which is Mihono Bourbon, this is actually +2, and because it's on wit, it's +3. So obviously we're gonna choose that. Another thing that you want to keep in mind is, because we are in, ooh, that's a really good one. This is also like very important. So as you can see here, we have 2, 2, and then we have 1. So this is just 1 on its own. And then we have these 2 right here. We have Taiki Shuttle and Haru Urara, but they don't have spirit training active. So when you see something like that, where it shows their spirit gauge but no spirit training icon, and it's not from your friends, it's not from your support card deck, they're a 0. They are mainly just there to sit pretty or whatever. they're not really doing anything. But if you do see the icon, that means it's +1. So this is like equivalent to building up a friendship. So I am actually going to choose, let's see, every other option we have. We're going to choose the Guts training, because it has a ton of points. And now we have Riku Kashimoto as a part of our training partners. So let's see, our failure rate is now 7%, so we do have to be a wee bit careful. Okay, so stamina is 2, 3. Power is 1, 2, 3. Guts is 1. Wit is 1. Speed is 2, 3. So we got, it's between power and speed here. I'm actually gonna choose speed. Nice. And we are getting our rank up. We have reached F rank. We get our stats. That's good. Now our failure rate is a bit too high for my liking. So one thing that you want to keep in mind, regardless if you're doing the era, finale, Unity Cup, Track Blazer, whatever, you want to keep in mind your energy levels. Your energy levels, super important. It is one of the most important resources in the entire game. And here, if you're if your energy falls below 50%, which for me it is, you would add a point to wit training, rest, and the recreation scenario for Riko Kashimoto. Specifically for this one, not the base recreation. And the reason being is just how strong Riko Kashimoto's recreation scenario is. Also, I have for this. For every 10% failure rate, you subtract 1 point. So, because our failure rate is 46, we're actually taking off 4 points from speed. And 4 points from all of these. We're only taking away 1 point off of wit here. So I could do wit training, but instead I'm just gonna rest. Now we do get sleep deprived, which is unfortunate, but luckily we didn't get the negative effect associated with that. And now, we have a 3 on wit. We have a 3 on speed as well. A 3 on stamina. And then 1 and 1 on power and guts. I mean, speed really is the most important stat, and I have a chance to level up 2 friendships here, so I'm going to choose speed. Alright, now I do want the energy and the mood up, because getting your mood up will also increase the amount of stats that you gain from training, so that is good to keep in mind. Alright, we are now at a great mood. Let's hope we don't lose it. I hope I didn't jinx myself. Well, let's see. 3 here. 3 here. I will actually choose stamina here. Nice. Alright, now, it doesn't really matter for me for this one. I'm just going to choose the bottom one. Because why not? Alright, we have a pretty high failure rate again. Well, we do have an opportunity to get some wit training in to level up spirit training for Matafaka. So let's get that. I'm gonna choose the wit here. Alright. Trainings aren't looking the greatest still. I'm gonna do wit again. Wit training is very good in this scenario, because if you get a burst, and we'll talk about bursts later on when we get to it. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're at 14%, so that's a 3. That's the best training we got. Let's hope we hit this. Heck yeah! We did it. And we got Riko Kashimoto on our radar. So, one of the big mechanics of PAL cards is the recreation events. But that can only occur when you reach a certain scenario. So, if I pop up one of my resources, which is Game Tora, let's look up. This is also a very good resource. I'll have this linked down in the description for you to take your own look at it. Let's look at Riko Kashimoto. So we got Rico over here. Now, if we get this event, and this is a completely random event, you at least have to train with her once. You don't have to get her friendship gauge to a certain level, like it was theorized to, because I've gotten Riko Kashimoto's date event even while she was at blue, so do keep that in mind. But once you train with her at least once, there is a chance you can get this event. And if you choose the middle option, and you do want to choose the middle option, you gain access to her recreation events, which is going to be very, very handy. Like, I cannot stress enough how handy it is. And that's why it is so important to have Riku Kashimoto in your deck, especially with Unity Cup. And we do win the debut race. Now, usually I would recommend that you watch your races, obviously, but when you just know, when you're just that confident, you know, that your girl's gonna win, like, you can just skip it. It's fine. You can also watch the concert if you want to. I mean, it is pretty satisfying. Alright, our energy is quite a bit low. Alright, so 1, 3. We're at failure rate 14, so that's a 2. Everything else is pretty much non-viable. I will actually get the stats here because when it comes to junior year, you want to start building up your friendship gauges. Friendship gauges are very important to level up super early on, so that you can gain access to friendship trainings as soon as possible. That is like an extremely important part of this game. Now, we also get this, so this is what I'm gonna choose. Get Mihono Bourbon and Riku Kashimoto up a little bit. Same with this, I'm gonna choose that again. And we finish Hida-san Black's chain event. Alright, so what do we have here? Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Subtract 1 because it's 18. It's not 20, it's 18, so that's gonna be... It's still 3. This is 3. Technically, this is also 3. I'm gonna choose this because it's the safer pick. There might be a scenario where you would want to take a more risky thing, but I chose the safer option. So here we have 3. We have 2. Actually 1. We got 1. I'll do stamina. Alright, now Nishino Flower. Okay, I was gonna say we're Nishino Flowers at Orange Friendship, so now Specialty Priority will kick in, and we'll get Friendship Training. Or we'll have a chance to get Friendship Training, rather. Now here is the support card event for Riku Kashimoto. And this is why this card is so good, especially for Unity Cup. Now, the first option, you have a chance to unlock her recreation, as well as get some energy, an increased mood, as well as some stamina and a couple skill hints. Like, this is very good, but you also have a chance to completely botch your run. The middle is the safest option. It gives you extra mood, guts, and it gives you access to her dating event, her recreation. Or you could just choose to willingly sabotage. In that case, why would you choose this? Why would you choose this? I don't like. Why is this option even here? Don't even consider this. This is not even a real. This option is fake. I'm gonna choose the middle option. And now we have access to Riku Kashimoto for her recreation events. And with every dating event that you do with her, she's going to give you 30 energy, around 32 energy, a mood up, either 12 stamina or 12 guts, along with an increase to her own friendship. That is why she is so good. she recovers your energy while also giving you stats that you don't really prioritize. That are also still important, like stamina. That's why a lot of people would say that she also functions as a stamina card. So you can see how good she is. Now obviously you can do the scenario without her, but I would say the difference between having her in your deck and not having her in your deck is like trying to swim in the Bermuda Triangle where there's like rough waters and whirlpools and heavy storms around you, or cruising on a summer day, hot summer sunny day with calm waters. Like it is a pretty stark difference. I'm gonna choose power training here. And here we get the reporter. Do not sleep on the reporter, by the way. Her friendship gauge is also pretty important because she gives you a decent amount of stats at the end of her run. Let's see what we got here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4, 5. No, 6. This is 6, but now this is 5. Because 3. This is 2. 18%. And what is? I'm actually gonna choose Rikoshimoto once again. In that case, we get both stamina and guts, which is very, very good. Alright, we got our first graded race, the G2. And you know what? I think we're gonna win it. We're not gonna watch it. I just think she's gonna win. Yep. Yep. I just know. I just I just know. Alright, we got her stats. And I mean, yeah, this is pretty much it. Like, for the junior year, it's just you focusing on building your friendship gauges as well as gauging, pun intended, your unity gauges as well. Trying to get that stuff leveled up as much as possible. Let's see. We got 3 for speed, 3 for stamina, 3 for power, 2 on wit. I mean, 3 on wit. Wow. Now, for a character like Bakshin, this is actually like the perfect scenario. These 3 stats, speed, power, and wit, are the ones that you're going to be prioritizing. And in the case for Bakshin, it's also glad that I chose Power Sparks, because power is kind of a luxury stat. Most of the time, you're going to be wanting to hit speed, and I might actually do that, even though this looks so good. You're not going to be hitting power as much, so finding parents that have sparks in stats that you don't prioritize, like stamina or power, for example, that's going to help you out a ton in your runs. So another thing to keep in mind when searching for parents and legacies and all that stuff. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna choose this one. I'm gonna do power. Alright, we got 1 more. We got 2 more turns until the Unity Cup race. Alright, we have our first rainbow training. That's good. I'm not gonna take it. Because rainbow trainings aren't the priority as of yet. We still got a good amount of friendships to level up aside from Nishino Flowers. Let's do some wit training. Imagine one of the things were to take on the audio mechanic. Okay, bursts. Let's talk bursts. So, oh wow. Oh wow. Now, let's go back to the slide. So, as I said, for every burst, now as you can see here, I have for every rainbow and for every burst, you add a point. Now, there is a chance where you can have both stacked on top of each other. That is really good. that is like a scenario like this is like best case scenario. So, of course, I'm gonna take it. We just got 50 points in speed right now. And this is where the main mechanic comes into play and how it interacts with the trainings. So, as you burst and as you level up, it also increases the strength of your team, which also in turn increases the level of your training facilities. Which is all very good. Let's see. I think. Right. We have pretty good chances here. Let's take it. It's not guaranteed, but we should win this pretty easily. Yeah! We did it. And we get the maximum benefit, as well as a ton of rank ups. And some team members. Now, as we play through the Unity Cup, we're generally going to be encountering a lot more team members as we go. So if you are worried about like a certain part of your team not having enough Umas, don't worry. They will just they will come in as we play. They will see that we are built different and that we are just better than the rest, and then they will just flock to our team. So, there you go. Alright, so here, we had the New Year's scenario, where I chose the middle option to recover some, energy. Alright, so now with we're in the classic year, so we're going to be changing our play style just a little bit. Now, at this point, our friendships aren't too great right now. I mean, I'm using rare cards. If you are using SR cards, they'll have abilities in their support effects that will give them a way higher friendship. But usually by now you would want to have your friendship gauges in a good spot. Which unfortunately, I have some in blue. I have Asian Flash in blue, Bourbon in green, Jordan in green. So I am gonna have to manage that on top of spirit training. I want to focus. Ideally, I would want to focus on getting as much spirit trainings as possible. Which would in turn give me bursts more often. Alright, so this is actually really good. 1, 3, 4. This is 5 because it's in width. And as you can see, as we're doing burst trainings, as we're doing spirit trainings, our facilities are leveling up quite fast. If this was the era finale, there would be a lot more level 1s here. Noticeably more. Okay. I'm gonna choose this, because I'll also be able to level up Asian Flash's friendship along with Seeking the Pearl's spirit. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. So, 1, because we're on speed. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we're at but we're at over 20%, just under 30%. So we're gonna have to subtract 2 points from this. So this is a 4 technically, but the incentive is there. You know what? Let's go. Let's see. Yes, and we bakshined our way to success. Let's go, baby. This is this is basically the playstyle of the game. You want to evaluate the return on investment on a lot of these training options. You want to evaluate the risk versus reward. And once you have an idea of all of your options, what all that is, you want to carefully consider which one's the best option. And I think the best option is to go on a date with Riko Kashimoto. Alright, we got our first classic race. The Spring Stakes, which is our first mile race. Thanks to our legacy, we have an A in mile. Bakshin doesn't have an A in mile by default, so this is going to make it much easier for her. And I just know that we're gonna win, so I'm just gonna skip. Oh. Well, we lost by a half length. It happens. It happens. Whatever. we move. It can happen sometimes. Even though it will look like you should just win by default, sometimes the game will just kick you in the balls or trip you and fall and trip you so that you fall and laugh at you. Now it wasn't so bad that time, but yeah, it can happen. It can happen to everyone. Ooh, nice. We got medium sparks. Okay, that was actually a pretty strong. Let's look at the log. And we got a good amount of stuff from that. We got 9 speed, 11 stamina, and 64 power. And we barely even touched power. Like, we've been doing speed training the most, and this is how much power we have in spite of that. I mean, despite that. You also got medium as well as some skill hints. Like, this is why parents are so good. You want to make sure that your affinity levels are as high as possible. That's why that is so good. Alright, let's see. Our next race is the Aoi Stakes, which is a sprint. So our stamina isn't gonna be super important. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. This is a 6. I'm gonna take it. Nice. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, our failure rate is pretty high. I'm actually gonna rest here. I'm gonna actually do a full-on rest. Instead of, I did that instead of Riko Kashimoto, because I don't want to burn through all of my... I don't want to burn through all of the chain events so quickly, to where that becomes a detriment. Okay, let's see how we do. And we win, baby! Let's go. Nice, nice. Alright, so... If you noticed, that appearance from Tazuna was for summer camp, which is going to happen between July and August. Now, when it comes to Bakshin's racing plan, we can actually see here if I back out. We want to make sure that our energy is as high as possible before we go into summer camp, because summer camp has a lot of really good benefits that I'll get to once we cross that bridge. But another thing that you want to keep in mind is that sometimes certain Umas will have races either right before summer camp or during summer camp. So you want to be extra careful with your energy consumption and plan ahead for situations like that. Alright, so with that being said, this is why I said training on wit is so important. This is why I said training for wit, wit training is going to be very special. If I could English properly. So bursts amplify the already existing training effects, similar to rainbow training. If you burst on wit, you will gain even more energy on top of the energy recovery that you would get otherwise. So imagine if you had wit cards and you got rainbow training with a burst. That's going to give you a ton of energy. So that is why wit in this scenario is so goated. And because we train with Riko Koshimoto, she has a chance to give us some stats as well. I'm going to choose speed here because I don't want to lose any stamina. And I'm actually going to rest here, even though it seems like a waste, because I want my energy at max. Alright, the next Unity Cup. Okay, we got 2 double circles, 2 single circles, and an X. Now, I think we got a good shot. Let's go. Let's see. Let's see if the game will give us the win. Heck yeah! And we get our stats, which is pretty cool. Nice, we got the cat mouth. We got Dodo on the team. Let's go. All right, summer camp. All of your trainings become level 5. So, and specialty priority and rainbow trainings are bumped up as well. So, it is very important that you have as much energy as possible before going into summer camp, so you can fully take advantage of a scenario like this. That's a lot of stats. We have a B rank in speed already. Ah, that's unfortunate. We don't have any rainbows here. I'll do this just so that I can get Asian Flash to orange. Ooh. Okay, so we got a burst on wit. We got 2 rainbows on speed. I'll take the double rainbow. 42 on speed. Alright, and this event is the same for everybody. You can either choose power or guts, whatever boats your float. And I'm going to rest here, just so that I have energy for this next turn. Alright, around this part of junior year and into senior year is where I'm not gonna focus too much on bursts, and and I'm gonna shift my focus onto building stats. I'm gonna try and get my speed up as high as it possibly can, but in a way to where I can also... What? We lost to Nishino Flower, the creature. That's a bit unfortunate. But as I was saying, around after Classic Summer Camp, I start to focus more on building stats, shifting my focus away from spirit training. So that way I can focus on less occupied stats in senior year. Now, unfortunately, we did lose to Nishino Flower during the Sprinter Stakes, which means we are going to lose this. So every Uma has a secret event, which can be completed by doing certain races, right? If you... in this case for Bakshin, if you win the Sprinter Stakes both during your Classic and Senior year, you will get all of this, which is pretty big. And because we lost during the Classic year, we won't be able to have access to it, which does stink. Definitely check on your Uma's secret events using Game Tora. See what the requirements are, because it's different for every Uma, and every Uma gives a different bonus depending on if you clear their secret, if you manage to get their secret event. But unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get it in this run, which does stink. And in this, you get a burst and rainbow training, which is always good. Now, we got a pretty high failure rate. I'm gonna rest. I got sleep deprived. I would go with Riko Koshimoto, but I'm actually gonna save her until certain parts during the senior year, or when I get a mood down event. Because I can just use Riko Koshimoto to get my mood right back up. And we got a burst here. We got a burst and a rainbow training, which is very good. And we are now B rank. +4 in every stat, which is very good. Oh, okay. This. Haha. Now this is interesting. I hope you like gambling, chat, because this is the most RNG heavy event in the game, probably. So we can either do this first branch, which will either give us +20 to everything, or destroy, heavily impede our run with Night Owl as well. We can do the second branch, which gives us hints for these two pretty good recovery skills. Or we could lose 20 energy and get 2 moods down. We could get this one, the third option, which will give us 12 energy, max of 12 energy. It'll increase our maximum energy, give us 40 energy, and cure all of our negative conditions, or subtract 20 energy, kill our mood, and give us practice poor. The fourth option can give us 20 energy, +1 mood, and charming, or -10 energy and a mood down. Or we can play it safe and just get 10 energy. Now, normally, I would choose the bottom option. In no other scenario would I pick any of these options, because I don't think they're worth it. the RNG is like too bad. But you know what? I'm gonna take the top option. Let's see. You know what? This is a special video. Let's do it for the content. We actually got it. Let's go. Okay, I don't recommend you do that, but if you manage to get lucky, oh man, that's really good. I'm gonna rest. Alright. Okay, there's not really a lot here. So what I'm actually gonna do is race. Let's see. I'm gonna race to get the skill points and to get stats, because racing does give you stats as well, though not as much as actually training. Though if you do have a card that has race bonus attached to it, it'll give you a bonus in both stats and skill points. So do keep that in mind. That is a very important thing for Track Blazer. Very important. Which is the bottom option. We do lose 3 energy, but... Okay, we got a mood down event. Let's go on a date. This is why she's so good. Benching her for... just in case you get like a mood down event is very, very smart. Okay, our chances here are a little sketchy. But I'm gonna choose it. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Woo! Let's go! Let's go, baby. Nice, we're ranking up. We're getting more stats. All is good in the world. Alright. Now, because we're going for stats here, I usually choose the middle option. If your energy was like non-existent, if it was like 10% or something, I would pick the bottom. I would pick, not the bottom, the top option. I would pretty much never consider the bottom option because it's just 35 skill points. You can easily get that through racing. I'm gonna get the stats. If my energy was low, I would either rest or do Riko Kashimoto. I mean, go on a date with her, not whatever that sentence was. Don't read into it. Don't read into it. I am gonna do that to get the reporter's friend up. Ooh, nice. We got the steak. Let's go. Now, when it comes to that event that we just witnessed, that is entirely RNG. There's a good chance you might get the steak. There's a chance you might just get the carrot, which gives you energy. It's entirely random. Unfortunately. Gotta go stats there. We got Valentine's Day. Are we gonna... Do I have enough fans? Nope, that's fine. Apparently, from what I've read, leveling up your unique skill doesn't impact a whole lot in terms of racing performance. It only has the most impact on your score at the end. So if you're trying to increase your score, definitely look into incorporating more races into your training schedules, into your agenda, to level up your unique skills. I'm going to... Why am I thinking of doing anything else but choosing speed? Oh my god, I'm frozen. One chicken. One... oh, I'm back. Ah, yes. Yes, you cannot be a VTuber and not experience Scuff. I'm gonna choose this. I'm gonna choose speed again. Okay. Oof. I'm gonna rest. And now we have the the Takamatsu no Miya Kinen. Oh my god, that's a long. Takamatsu no Miya. I think I said that right. Takamatsu no Miya? Okay. The Takamatsu no Miya Kinen, which is a sprint race. The creature is running in it. Let's see if we can win. What? Ah, we lost to Kurin-chan. Damn, that's unfortunate. We're losing quite a bit of races here. Damn. It do be like that sometimes. You win some, you lose some. We got a regular, thing. But we are getting a lot. Wow. We are an S in Pace Chaser now. And that is all from Sparks, by the way. That is all Sparks. That is all Sparks. Very, very good. We got 600 power from that. I mean, thanks to that, rather. I'm actually gonna go race again. Now we can do the Hanshin Umamusume stakes. Lord Derby Challenge. Let's do the Uma stakes. I know we're just gonna win, because Bakshin is just her. She is Harantha. We know that she's gonna win. As you can see, we did get 9 power and 42 skill points. We got more skill points from racing on our own behalf than the New Year's choice. So, keep that in mind when you get to the senior New Year shrine visit. Ooh, we got a fan letter. So that is just a random event that can happen. It gives you a mood up and 30 skill points, which is very good. To my knowledge, that can also proc multiple times. So that's very cool. Alright, we are at A speed before summer camp, which is very good. Now, we have summer camp in essentially 3 turns. But we have 2 turns left to raise our stamina. So that's exactly, to raise our energy. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Now our stamina is at max, so we don't have to worry too much. So now, when we go into summer camp, we will have max energy once again. And we win the sprint stakes. So now, we got all these stats. And next is the second to last Unity Cup. Let's see how we stack up. Ooh. 1 double circle, 4 single circles. Against a rank that is essentially, against a rank higher than ours. Now, this rating system right here, it's pretty deceiving. Like, there are instances where you will get a clean sweep win when you have like 3 X's, right? It's not consistent at all. And there will be times where you have 5 double circles and you will lose, like all of them. Like it's weird. Like this whole thing is inconsistent. That being said, we're gonna see if we win. Let's go. Let's see. Come on. Well, yeah. The game decided nah. The game told us no. But that's fine. I'm actually glad that stuff like that is happening in this run, because sometimes you will see like videos where people are having like the perfect RNG, and I've been there. It kind of feels like disingenuous in a way when you're watching a guide and it somehow manages to turn into the perfect run. I'm actually glad that this is not the perfect one. I'm glad that the game is kicking my butt a little bit. We win those 2 races. We level up to A rank. We get a rainbow on speed, as well as 2 spirits, 2 spirit trainings. We don't have a burst here, but I'm just gonna choose speed. Speed is always the most important stat. Doesn't matter what when you're training, speed is your top priority. Ooh, I think I'm gonna choose this though. Get that burst on wit. Get my energy up so that I can fit. Oh wait, no, that was the end. That was the end of summer camp. Now we have 2 races in a row. We have the Centaur Stakes and the Sprinter Stakes. I know we're just gonna win this. What? Anyway, we're in the Sprinter Stakes. Now, usually I would recommend not buying skills, but since we've been losing a lot of G1, since we've been losing some G1s recently, I'm actually going to buy some skills. I'll get front runner straightaways. Pro of curves. Yeah, that'll do. Again, if we were just blitzing through every single stage, then I wouldn't be buying skills. But considering that we've been losing some G1s, I decided to buy there. And we get Vesco. We beat the creature, Nishino Flower, and we beat Kuren-chan, and oh, we actually do get. Huh. Well, this is a teaching moment. We actually do get Bakshin's secret event, whether we win the classic one or the senior. These are 2 separate things. Ah, I see now. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna continuously hit speed. I don't think I'll be able to max out speed because of my deck. Again, I'm using all R cards, so my hand is quite limited with what it can do. But it is possible. We can still make it happen. We might have to take some risk. I'm gonna do this. We will, at the very least, if we don't reach max speed, we will at least get our speed to double S. Or even S+. I'm not gonna buy any skills. I think what we have is more than enough to win. And it was. Nice. And with that, we have completed all of Bakshin's goals. And I am going to use up Riko Kashimoto's data events. I'm sorry, I didn't do my vocal stim. Riko Kashimoto. We're going to use up all of hers. All of her data events. So that we don't forget to. And I'm going to rest. I'm essentially going to treat the final 3 turns of this scenario as similar to summer camp. I want as much stamina as possible so I can get in the last few trainings as I can. Now we're going up against Team Zenith. This is going to be a bit hard because we're A rank. And our stats are quite a bit low. But, here goes nothing. It would be great if we could beat Team Zenith because we'll get a lot of stats and some pretty strong skills if we do. And we lose. Well, it is what it is. You can't win them all. It truly be like that sometimes, chat. It just be like that. It's okay. Okay. I don't have the reporter's friendship up, which is not great. But hopefully I can level hers up as much as I can, because she does give a lot. She gives, I think, +3 or something like that to all stats when you finish a race. I mean, when you finish the finale. We don't have any rainbow trainings, that stinks. Damn, you get us on block. You have 80% specialty priority. It'd be like that. It truly be like that. Nice. Ooh, got us. I'm taking this for sure. And we do get it. Nice. Okay, we are at S+, which is good. Unfortunately, our rank is stuck at A, which means we're not going to get some of the benefits of having rank S, so that does suck. But we are going to still win. A dub is a dub is a dub is a dub is a dub. Alright, we are the finale champion. As you can see, we got a lot less stats than we would have if everything went according to plan, but in a game like this, nothing goes according to plan. It only goes according to plan if you are lucky. But that's just the way it is. It is your job as the player to adapt to these situations and train your Uma, and buy skills when needed. Train your Uma accordingly and buy skills when needed. Alright, so we're going to get skills here, speaking of. This is where I would recommend you buy skills. And the best kind of skills to buy pertain to your playstyle. What playstyle do you want your Uma to have? Now, let's say, hypothetically, right? I wanted this Bakshin to be used for team trials, right? I would want to run her. Let's say I wanted to use her in sprint, right? I would want sprint skills, and if I were to use her as a pace chaser, I mean, pace chaser's S, so why not? I would buy pace chaser skills and sprint skills. So let us do that. Luckily, the game is kind enough to tell you whether or not it's a pace chaser, sprint, whatever skill. I am gonna get hashtag look at Curran, as well as Triumphant Pulse. I'm gonna get Prepare to Pass. I get Turbo Sprint. Let's see. I'll get 1 pip in Pace Chaser corners. I'll get... also get this. These skills that you get from Unity Cup, the Ignited Spirit Speed, allegedly they give you quite a bit of skill points, but also their effect actually gets stronger the more Umas that are on your team that have it. So it's kind of like sympathy, but better, but also it's per stat. Ideally, the best one is the power one, which we don't have, unfortunately. So I'm not going to choose it. I'm going to choose Hydrate. And Straight Descent. Alright. Let's see what we get. Nice! We got an A rank. And that's with our cards, by the way. all our cards. We got a pretty decent rank. All our cards with a borrowed MLB Kitasan Black. So there you have it. These are our racing results. We didn't win every single race, but we won a good amount. And yeah, chat. This is basically how it's done. There's obviously more optimized. There's more ways you could optimize this. If you have stronger cards, you would obviously replace these. If you'd have wit cards, I would highly recommend you run wit cards because the benefits that you get from wit training and the amount of stamina, energy. Stamina. Oh my god. I interchange between those two like way too often. The more, like, you'll get a lot of energy recovery, and it'll also build up a lot of speed, too. So, getting rainbow trainings on wit, bursts on wit, is gonna build up your speed dramatically. Having Riku Kashimoto in your deck is going to help you with stamina. And, yeah. This is kind of what people are... This is kind of how people are training their Umas. This is how I train my Umas. Let me know in the comments how you train your Umas and what you thought of everything. But with that, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know in the comments how your runs in Unity Cup have been so far. Are you excited for the new scenario? And if there are any more tips that you guys would like to share in the comments, please do show. Oh my. Please do so down below. Also, if you like what you see, like and subscribe so that you can let me know that you like to see more of this stuff. And make sure that you eat well, that you drink well, you sleep well. Remember that you're loved and you matter, and you have yourself a damn great day.